Welcome back for another episode of the RADelaide Summit podcast. In this week's episode, we cover our faces because the wang succumbs to the vid once again. An update from Francesca's Realty, and she's been on the bike too. Neither's been pretty. A blast from the past. Where have they been? What have they been up to? Guess who joins us this episode? And of course, plenty more. Come along for the ride.
Now, if you're new to the podcast and haven't listened before, each week we scour the Strava leaderboards, watching you do your efforts up Norton Summit and discuss them here on the pod, whether you like them or not. There's a chance we might shame you, but we promise not to name you personally, and the odds are high that we'll probably shame ourselves because we're not as fast as you. Look, at the end of the day, our goal is to encourage and celebrate everyone's goal up Adelaide's best hill climb, Norton Summit, and reaching our goals. So with that, let's introduce ourselves. We are your Summiteers. Alex.
Hello.
Frankie.
Hello.
Kashi.
Ciao, ciao.
Tropical Fuckstorm.
Ahoy. Ahoy. Ahoy.
Hello.
And apparently I'm the impotent wang. Welcome, guys, and welcome, listeners, to another RADelaide Summit podcast.
As always, we need to know what's been happening on or around the summit this week. Who we got up first? Let's
I think it's
Francesca.
Hello.
180@gmail.com.
My name is Frankie.
0412.
And this week, I have finally ridden something.
Oh, what?
Whoa.
A bike.
The drought was over.
Yeah, no. I did a 12.78 kilometre bike ride, which was 30 minutes and 16 seconds.
Well, there goes the day.
With an average of 25 kilometres and a max heart rate.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
179.
Was this on the road or on the trainer?
This is on the trainer.
On the trainer.
Let's just go for a super threshold effort.
Did you have it plugged in and turned on?
Yeah.
Or did you forget
I
to
was
turn it on?
I was on Zwift because I've got a free account that's just sitting there because my friend Beck, she's given me like her
I don't name drop or
her
anything.
thingamabob, and I just haven't used it. I forgot. So I literally just went on and I clicked. I think it was a hilly route, and I just was pedaling, and 179 beats per minute max.
Why don't you do the pace partners?
What's that mean?
So there's different pace partners that you can join.
Don't you have to
and
do a
they'll-
certain amount of miles first before everything becomes unlocked?
No, I don't
No,
think so.
Pace
Okay.
partners are usually there.
So pace
Zwift
partners,
is
and you just
shit.
they ride at a certain speed. You can go A, B, C, D.
But that means I have to stick at the same speed. And
That's
I
right.
can't-
It's good.
I can't do that.
You rack up the Ks very
See, at the
quickly.
moment, I'm just trying to not get discouraged. So if I was to put too much expectation on myself, like I have to keep this pace up, if I don't meet it, I'll
So
feel
go
shit
one of
about
the
myself.
slower. You go the real slow one,
Yeah.
for example.
Sandbagger.
Go
So,
the D grade bot. I'll show you after.
okay, show me after. But yeah, anyway, I did that.
You did that?
So I'm going to try and start doing my super series training because it has to start now because they released the dates, haven't they?
Oh, boy.
Yes.
I think first round September 16th.
My birthday.
So
Plenty
that's
of
like
time. Plenty of time.
like 3.5.
Hey, it is your birthday. Yeah.
Is it really your
Yeah, it's
birthday?
his birthday.
Yeah, birthday.
No, hang on. Your birthday was last week. You dumb fuck. Anyway, so that's 3.5 months away. Wait, can I
Perfect.
count?
Yeah, but-
4.5. Oh, I can't maths.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
June,
So
July,
I need to
August,
get on
yeah.
it. And
your
also,
bike.
in other news, if people listened to last week's episode, they would know that I had an auction last Saturday, so yesterday. And I am still going to live with my parents.
Just for a little bit longer.
A little bit longer. Yeah, like just
This is the Vale Park house.
This is a Vale Park house. Started at 7:30. I bid 7:40. Then another person who lives in New York and was just going to have this as their like part of their, what do you call it?
World holiday home.
Yeah,
Portfolio.
Portfolio.
Ooh, yes.
They hadn't even seen the place. It was just like they were on FaceTime.
That's what
So
you do.
I was bidding against someone that is obviously loaded, that lives in New York. But yeah, then it went to 770, and then I put in 775. They put in 780. I put in 780 and $500.
Should have just gone 1 million.
Yeah, I know, right?
straight
And then
in,
I think it
in.
got to 785. I was like, I can't do this. And then I cried and left. Yep. So no, gonna still live at home, which is
What
fine.
did it go for?
785.
That's good though in Vale Park.
It
That's
is.
really
It
good.
is. But I'm telling you, the state of that
You could have
place.
sold your car and made $784 4-bid.
How many bedroom was it?
Well, just don't get a detailed.
4 cents.
Don't. It was 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but it also had a studio which had it was 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom in the studio.
Yeah, righto.
But it was a good piece of land, and I am a bit sad that I missed out. But people probably don't know, but I'm quite a spiritual person, so I do believe that the universe will take me
Direct
along.
you to Davern Park.
No, will take me.
Hello, be thy name.
Straight down Main North Road.
No, I refuse to cross the
Elizabeth.
mullet-proof fence.
Hey,
Of
whoa,
Grand Junction
whoa,
Road.
whoa.
It's Grand
Yeah.
Junction Road.
Yeah, it's got to be Grand Junction
Yeah.
because
Can't go north of GJ.
Tropical
Aren't you
Fuckstorm are on
north of
this side.
GJ?
No,
No,
I'm
we're
south.
south.
Oh,
Just
you
south
are.
of GJ, so all good.
It's nice hearing your voice again.
Actually,
I wonder if
north
the
of
listeners
GG.
have picked it up yet.
You're north of...
I'm north.
Yeah.
Just
You are
like
just...
a kilometre.
Well,
Yeah.
makes sense,
but,
doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm just
Fuck
south.
up.
Yeah, I like it.
What about the real Chamois? Is he north?
Who cares
he is
about the real
definitely north.
Chamois?
Oh, yeah.
He's a weirdo.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so that's fine. Something else will come up. I am going to maybe chill out and wait until September because of the mortgage cliff. So if people are paying attention to the real estate
so
market.
you're now a financial expert, are you?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
so
I
what do I
am.
do
Tell me
with
about
sir.
that mortgage cliff.
Cliff.
The
Yeah.
mortgage cliff is
Hitting in
apparently
September.
She went to the
where-
University of Fig Jam.
Yeah. yeah.
It's what
University-
Frankie jumped off yesterday when
Yeah.
she didn't get the house she was after.
Do you know what?
Where is this advice
Eat
coming
my-
from?
What?
Where's the advice coming from?
The advice of
Google.
El Rocco and Olga Larutza.
Okay. Okay.
I would listen to Olga. I don't know Rocco,
They
but-
missed out on the meth house.
Yeah. So I reckon once everyone's fixed mortgage rates come off,
Oh
then
yeah,
I
that's
can
going to happen.
snip in and just
100% that's going to happen.
ethically take
Capitalise
advantage.
on people,
Did you say
On people
slip in or
suffering.
slide in?
Suffering and
Same thing, eh?
homelessness.
Huh?
Slide in.
Yeah.
Slide into
Yeah.
the DMs like, oi, mate.
I'm good at sliding into things. So yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Wait, what? Hang on a second. Let me think about this. Sliding. Oh, yeah.
That says something you haven't told us.
Oh, wow. Do you want to see?
Oh,
Racing
shit, what
rounds this year.
podcast is this?
Anyway, please, can we stop talking about me and can we
Okay.
talk about Alex?
Okay. I am 1 week into my 2 weeks of physical activity hiatus.
How are you feeling?
I feel terrible.
Sorry, hang on. Is this purposeful?
Yes,
Offie.
purposeful.
So
I don't
what?
know how
The
you
offie.
don't want to exercise so much.
Oh,
That's
I
all I
just-
want to do.
I just want to.
Like I
Die.
put on 11 kilos.
11 teen.
It's many.
It's a lot.
It's
Individual
a bit of
lives.
line ticking over.
No, but you're probably going through withdrawals or
I
something.
am.
So why are you not doing any
Because I've
exercise?
done
Is it-
like 12 months or 18 months, like full tilt. And
So
I've
you're
quite-
just-
made a lot of
Strava.
progress.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so you're just trying to like.
Rest and recover
Lots of
before I
secret
go.
training.
Lots of secret training before I go fully off road. I mean,
What?
Yeah.
Fully off road.
Yeah.
When are you buying a gravel bike?
I've already got one.
Have you seen this, Josh? I mean,
Oh, giving it away.
he's just doing weird shit.
Anyway,
I have seen it.
work was pretty wild. I ended up in Mildura on Friday.
Are you moving there? Why is it? No. Hang on a
Listeners at
second.
home, I think one friend Chestnut 180 at hotmail.com just jumped off her chair.
No, okay.
Did you not see the house I was looking
There was
at?
an auction on Saturday.
No. In the fucking group chat, you sent like a link to realestate.com and you're like, I'm going down here to like suss the house out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't believe a fucking word you say because I don't. And then I get a text message from Wang with a screenshot that had a timestamp from like 2 days ago that you told him that. And then you were like saying, yeah, I'm moving to Mildura. And then he sent that to me and now I'm confused. So what are you doing?
So the reason why I'm here
yeah.
Mediator.
What?
is I'm back.
Wait,
This is my last episode.
What?
There's a reason for this.
Are
Sorry.
you fucking with me?
No.
Is he fucking with me?
No.
No,
Are you coming back permanently?
permanently.
Because Alex is moving to Mildura.
Sound man?
Stitch up of the year. No, I was there for work for the day. And that was the best.
You know what? You just did emotional damage to Frankie just then. Shit.
Moving?
No. I don't think think you could take that.
So good. That's so good.
Oh my God,
Anyway,
I swear to God. You know what, everyone?
You were the one who invited him on this week.
This is my last episode. I quit.
Tried that before.
I quit. That's it.
That's
no
right.
more.
Times.
Uterus times.
Same, but different. Yes.
Okay, so why were you there?
Work.
So why were you sending me houses?
Why not? Take every
All right,
opportunity
it doesn't
to
matter.
stitch
I
someone
don't
up.
care what you have to say.
Anywho,
I'm not listening.
moving
La,
on.
la, la, la.
Took the work team to bouldering on Wednesday or Thursday for a social event. That was good
Delicious.
fun. Yep. Heaps of work on the house at home, and I went to an auction. I think I sent you a little picture.
Yeah, the one that I was
outrageous.
supposed to buy. Yeah.
Like 50 people.
So what was the reserve?
Low eights.
And then what did it go for?
925.
And what's the house? Is it two
It's
bedroom?
a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but probably needs at least 200 G's put at it.
Okay.
And this was in Hectorville.
Hectorville, yep.
Yeah, that's insane.
Hectorville.
That's like almost
That's obscene.
Yeah, outrageous.
Was it just everyone wanted to live there? Is that
Well, you could see there was like developer/builder people, and there was families because you could live in it for a couple of years and then maybe do something later. So
obviously has a wide frontage that you can just like knock it down and
it's 20 meters or something.
Do you know, I actually find that really sad. I really am not liking, I mean, I understand people probably, it's what they need to do to get by, and so they need to like be able to pay off their mortgage or whatever. But it's really sad seeing like homes that are getting knocked down and then 2 boxes are getting put up that are so close
100%.
together.
Not
and
a
it
fan
just,
of 3-meter frontage.
no,
Well,
I'm really not.
They've actually cancelled that in my council now. You can't do high density development anymore.
Epic.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too much. But just a quick story of my house. When I bought it, they thought we were going to knock it down, put 2 on. The family that lives around the corner, because everyone does there, all came over like in tears when they found out we weren't knocking it down and we were going to keep it. They're
In
so
tears,
happy. Yeah.
Because it
So
changes
happy.
the vibe of the
Course it
neighborhood.
does.
Because all the like yellow brick, like ethnic
Yeah,
looking
the cream
homes.
brick stuff. Yep.
It's just it gives that neighborhoody feel, and it's lots of space and greenery. It doesn't feel so boxed in. Whereas this is all the chopping and be putting up something quick to make a quick dollar. It's very
Shit.
You've got heaps of that in
our area.
Newton, Hectorville.
Yeah,
like
that
so many side streets just chopped
Campbelltown
up.
Council.
Yeah, awful.
Anyway, and then lastly, which I'm pretty excited about, I went and bought one of those giant 150-hour candles.
Geez, how long was the
romantic,
bath?
It is
that you had?
romantic. So
Yeah.
I've timed the first 4 hours. I've got 146 to go. I'm going to make sure I ever get a fucking minute out of it.
Get all your money back.
All my money back.
So the 9 exercises are going real well this
Yeah,
week.
no, I
eh?
need something to do, so I'm staring at the candle. Anyway, Wang, what's been happening?
Oh, the Wang was down for the week.
You were flaccid
Down
AF.
After I left the pod last week, I was feeling pretty rubbish.
So mad at you.
Copped an absolute tongue lashing from Frankie for
Yeah. Not a tongue lashing,
Well,
something
in a
else,
bad
please.
way.
Jesus
In a bad
Christ.
way.
Did you say ringing on the chat?
absolute reaming for
I did.
coming in with a sniffle. Then tested positive to the vid on Monday morning. So, second time I've had it. So much for the
Almost as many times as the clap.
yeah.
The clap?
Well, that's daily, weekly.
What's the clap?
You go to the doctor and
I've got some cauliflowers on my...
Koala. Oh, chlamydia.
So yeah, Monday I was.
Thank you, Soundman.
pretty-
I love you.
Monday I was pretty crook, so I had the
Would
day
you
off
still love
work.
me if I had chlamydia?
You know this.
So
Sorry,
you're not
what?
listening?
No.
Yeah.
I'll give you COVID.
What?
I'll give
He
you
had the
COVID
day
and
off.
chlamydia.
He had the day off,
Had the day off on Monday, so I was
day off
pretty.
of work from working from home.
I wasn't good.
Oh yeah, it wasn't good. I was at work at my place of residence in Kent Town.
Oh
And
yeah,
my
and I
security
rode up.
cameras showed
I rode up
wang,
the
wang,
alleyway.
going down the alleyway.
Work, if you're listening, it wasn't me. I was just out trying to get some
Fresh air.
air and
How,
sweat it
how
out.
are you feeling now?
Yeah, a lot
not-
better today. So yesterday was the first
I'm
time,
not really that concerned.
first day that tested negative. So still managed to get in 19 hours for the week. So 724k. So it was a good week. Still got the streak going as well. So 1,609 days without a day off, Frankie.
That's
How many
amazing.
years is that?
A lot. It's a lot of years.
A lot of years. A lot
Hit
of
by
hours.
car, COVID multiple times. I get like a scratch on my finger and I'm off the bike.
I was going to say, like, who traumatized you?
4.408219 years.
What is
Huh?
that?
Say that again?
4.408219
4.5
years.
years.
Without a day off.
Yeah. And then had footy this morning. with Nate. Got a little bit moist goal umpiring. And now I'm here today. Cashy, what about you?
I got a little moist today. It was good. Yeah, no. I did escape the vid, so it's good to see that my immunity's...
Because we basically deep-throated this microphone last week together.
We always do. It's fine.
Yeah, your immune system must be next level.
It's pretty good. Still haven't had the vid, which is...
Do you know what?
Had it. Wow.
Same with this bloke.
It's just where
He
the-
was in...
Must be just where the elite of society. Sorry.
Like, you're sharing a microphone. He was in the car with Wang for a good, 20 minutes, breathing in each other's
they were in the
air.
car for a lot
That's all
longer
he
than
told
I
you
had.
about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. 3
So-
minutes for the Wang, it was 17 minutes for down there. Anyway.
That's good. Apart from that, work's just fucking thrashing me at the moment. But still got 6 hours in. What else did we do? Went shopping yesterday. Went to the little photo booth that does the old school film.
Oh, that's so romantic.
Yeah.
Polaroids.
Well, it was just
Oh,
G and
okay,
I,
so-
so it was pretty wholesome actually. Yeah, and that's about it. Got some hot chockies and some coffees, and yeah, pretty chill.
Very
It's
wholesome.
good. Yeah,
Well, Mr. Tropical Foxstore.
that is a
I'm
good.
pretty sure my name's Ryan Seacrest. Hey, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
It's been, I think,
good to have you
6
back.
months, hasn't it, since you've been gone? Since you've been gone.
Yeah. yeah. It's been a while. Life has definitely been different since post podcast.
A little bit politer, maybe.
A little bit politer. Little less innuendo in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need more. So left the podcast for career change.
Yeah.
And
Didn't want to get in
that's-
trouble. That's fair.
That's been fantastic in terms of career change, not leaving podcast. It's
Thank
been a
you.
big hole in my Sunday nights. But yeah, I get to teach a whole bunch of students every week.
Yeah.
And love it. It's a lot of marking, a lot of my time.
Actually,
yeah.
I do want to ask you, this is related to teaching. I have some friends that are saying teaching is a thankless job and that there is so many extra hours that is basically unpaid when it goes to marking. Because I think I look at teaching and it's just you just go in, you teach the kids and then you
Go home.
go have holidays and
They
stuff.
don't go home at the same time as the students.
No.
Up at the same time.
Look, I think I've got a pretty balanced perspective.
You do?
I had
Just
a 10-year career
ABBC,
outside of
ABBC.
teaching before I've gone in.
Can
And
you
so,
remind the listeners what your career was before you went to teaching?
Before teaching, I was in state government. I did investigations into misconduct and unsatisfactory performance and that kind of gear.
My
So
favourite subject.
catching people like the Wang.
Yeah.
The ultimate stickler,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. So I was the guy that you walked into a room with and you didn't want to be meeting with me because it meant
casting
you're
couch.
Yep.
Yeah.
you're doing something bad or something was going on. So, I think going to teaching, it's got its pros and its cons, and I'm definitely not going to have a whinge about it. You 10 weeks that you're teaching per term, you definitely do a lot of work.
Yeah.
At school and then after hours, marking and all that kind of gear. But then you get 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
No other career gives you that. And
Yeah.
then at the end of the year, you get 6 weeks off.
Yeah.
And if you've done all your work throughout the year, then next year is kind of you just adjusting and
Yep.
moving stuff around to make sure that the year after kind of goes smoothly. So it's ebbs and flows. But other careers, you slave your guts out until middle of the night
65.
getting work done for the next day, and then you only get 4 weeks off per year. So you get little benefits and perks here and there, but I think it all evens out in the end.
I do have another question as well.
Yeah,
I
shoot.
remember when I was at school, a long time ago.
Last week.
I when I would read my reports and stuff, it did feel like some teachers would just put generic
100%.
Copy
they would
pasta.
put copy paste. Oh, this you've done this
100%.
well, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Do you find that you're teaching too many students to keep it genuine for each person, or do you pay attention to a certain number of students and you just
Yeah, my senior students, definitely give them a bit more directed feedback.
Yeah.
But my middle school guys,
it's just
generic. Generic. Because they're not reading the comments.
Yeah.
I think rarely do students you might look back at it, but you just want to see your grade and then you
Yeah.
move on.
At that
Yeah.
age there, it's lucky if the report card gets out of their school bag.
Yeah, totally. So, but yeah, senior students, especially, year 11s and 12s, they're the guys who want to look back on their last final years of school and see someone cared about them. So
Yeah.
it's something a bit more tailored to them. So,
Fair enough.
but yeah, no, so loving it. But with that, as
Are you moving to Mildura?
That was
Yes.
the best
Yes.
unplanned stitch up ever.
have started to ride to work, which has been fantastic. Again, getting back into some routine.
I've seen that, yeah.
I need to do a little plug. My BMC is sitting at Recycle Bicycle Sales with Lewis. So hit him up if you're after a 58 BMC
With
team
halves.
machine.
40 mil tires.
What are you riding now though?
Yeah, so recently caught up with Dolce and Gabbana.
Alabama. Yep.
And he sold me a lovely Giante.
Oh, Giante.
Giante?
The Italian one.
Giante Revolute.
the
advanced
Revolute.
ones.
Yeah.
The Revolute.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm supposed to be picking up on something here.
High Marsh Square.
Harmarsh Square Giante.
Oh,
Giante.
fuck you, Johnny.
Yeah, no, I the pass that I wanted to get off of the road. My
Off
work
of the road. I like
is, is northern suburbs. So think like Parafield Airport, crazy people in Commodores.
Are there bike things there? Like,
Confused.
So
was saying about
what I've
running
found
the
is that
dirt
there's
road as
actually
well.
a trail network that that goes
podcast.
from my suburb, like near Valley View, and it cuts in like the Dry Creek Trail,
Yep.
and it gets me through to like Mawson Lakes, and I can just pretty
Is
much
that-
get there whole way without going on the road.
is that all off-road?
Yeah, so it's a mixture of gravel and like bike paths and stuff like that. So it's
Actually-
about 20 Ks. It's awesome.
That brings up another question, because
Here we go.
obviously you're doing more off-road stuff, and so are you. Do you have any like hidden trails around the place that you know of, like any gravel off-road things?
I think
I've been twice.
everyone kind of milks the boom loop that's out there. That's
What's the
I think,
boom loop?
It goes around like the city parklands, weaves in and out
yeah.
between there. Then I think there's a trail through Linear Park down towards Henley Beach.
It used to be way better.
Yep.
There used to be some little proper single track parts, but then it just got overgrown, and then they started doing some work, so it kind of fell to the wayside. But that used to be real good.
The one
The
on
Linear
Linear Park.
Park?
Yeah, it used to be so fun.
So like I think they're like the main ones people know, and then obviously people go up into Cleveland, like Cleveland Wildlife Park, and up in around
Like
Mount
Mount
Lofty.
Osmond and
Chambers
stuff
Gully
like
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah.
there's heaps of stuff just within urban Adelaide, like heaps of little greenways just between sections of suburbs. So in my area, like Highbury, there's like the Highbury Aqueduct, and they've just put in all these trails through there, which are fantastic. Then I can hit the Mawson Trail. So the other day I hit up Stonehart Road. If any of you guys who've hit that up, it is
Spicy.
just steep.
Still off-road?
Alex, we're
Still
doing-
off-road?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like I think they paved the first bit of it, but it's mega
Lure
steep.
you into security.
And I was in pain. So I'm a lot heavier than I used to be. And so that's like 5 kilometers from home.
That's so good.
Any sections of the foothills usually have some sort of trails, and so they're the funnest bits of road and
Yeah.
stuff to hit up. So
There's one actually, I've never done it, but I always eyed off, just off the side of Torrens Hill Road.
yes, that's
Where's Torrens Hill?
Yes, yeah.
Where's
on the
Torrens
left, on the other side
Yeah,
of the river.
yeah.
So
And you're like, oh,
you can get to that, and I just
that is?
when the river's a bit lower.
What?
So step it back further from that. You need to hit it from where Gorge Road and the Linear Park ends at Gorge Road. There's that little thing, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
the
pipe
bridge
that goes
ditch.
across.
Little-
Just
yeah.
off to the left for put that first hairpin, there's like a shoot off where you can go down, and you need to cross the river when it's low. But then you can hit this like fire access road, and it sits on the side of the gorge.
And you can only access it if the river's low.
Yeah, or else you're having to try like go through the river and get your feet wet.
Opposite that house there.
The castle? No, back from the castle.
before
But you
that.
can get like, and then it gets to Torrens Hill, and then it looks wild through there. So
let's go on an adventure.
I need to go on an adventure. Yeah, hit me up.
Yeah.
I'm keen.
I could do that.
I'm just not keen to get shot. Like I've heard stories of people. Yeah,
sorry,
people
what?
going into like Cherryville, like going down the bottom of Cherryville.
Yeah, and then crossing
And then there's
over.
like a fire something road up there, and they've had
I know what
people
you're talking
on ATVs rock up with like these big massive shotguns, and they're like, "What are you doing on my farm?"
Are you kidding me?
Some
Yeah,
yokel. Yeah, right. What the
and
fuck?
so I'm like, oh yeah, it's
Get
a
off
bit,
my lawn.
Yeah, and this is just Cherryville, like
it's
you know,
even
top of
good on the
Montague
road,
there.
yeah.
Top
I
of
am
Morton
actually
Summit, you know,
shocked though. Like I get maybe like
At all. No.
Have you been down Cherryville and Fernhurst?
yes.
At the end of Fernhurst, I'm always scared at that driveway. Like,
Really?
waiting for something to happen.
Are
yeah.
you kidding me? Of just getting shot.
Yeah, so
No, fuck 'em.
and that's my only concern is that you know you're going onto some people's property and some people have bents around.
Not intentionally, but
like you know when you come to an end of a road and have like private property, but there's questions about whether or not it's actually a road or if it's the private property and yeah, but there's some good looking ones like at the back of Golden Grove as well. Like yeah, just need to hit them
Epic.
up. So.
So you're not allowed to cross into private property because technically, does that mean I can't enter Alex's house?
my God.
Usually that's the rules of the law. Yep, Frankie. Yep.
private
That's
property.
why it's called private property, not
Trespassers
public.
prosecuted.
But there's exceptions. So like the Mawson Trail and stuff like that, and the Hyson Trail crosses through private land, and
Like
in
an
certain
easement
seasons,
or something?
Yeah, you can run along the trail. You don't have to venture in too far, but stay on the trail. So,
Interesting.
but Mawson Trail is something I want to do. I know you've done it.
I've done part of it. We
Yeah.
did go through a whole lot of private property. It was very scary.
Yeah, but yeah, there's something I want to aspire to do
like
at
just
some
an
stage.
off-road couple of days off the
It's
bike.
like through. Oh, I don't know. Like I think you can do it. You could do it. I think some people have done it in 3 or 4 days, like just gone flat stick.
A couple of the
but-
boys did it this week.
Fiero Springs?
Jason Thomason and Sam Golding, they did it this week.
Yeah, it
Kodak
looks
Moment's done a
amazing.
heap of it.
They had
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
they had to call the last day off because it was too wet.
Fiero Spritz, I think he did
Yeah.
it as
Oh,
part
he's
of
done it like
something, and he
20
did it in
times.
like 3 days or something like that. Like, and on his big cargo bike.
He's
that he bought
crazy.
here. Yeah, he's ridiculous. I'd like to do it in about 7 and like
Yeah.
do stops at towns and
pubs
stuff
and
like
stuff.
that. Yeah, 100Ks a day or something like that. Be rad. So, but that's me. I'm full Hubbard spec, and I don't care. I rode in the rain on Thursday and got
Didn't
really
watch the bike.
saturated.
How long's the commute to work?
It's 23 Ks of the mixture of trail, and it's about 50 minutes.
That's solid.
Each way or one way?
23 each way.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
getting
like
almost 50K.
almost 50
Yeah, yeah.
kilometres a day for
Well,
you.
well,
Yeah,
Lovely.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, a couple days. I'm trying to get a couple days a week. I can't do it every day. I've got laptops and kids' schoolwork and my bags and mark and that kind of
drenched.
gear and whatnot. But yeah, it if I can get into a routine, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's all like off doing gravel. It just takes that 1 or 2% more to push your pedals through. Like it just zaps you more than going on the road. So I'm really enjoying it.
Are you still on the world's greatest training platform?
I'm not. I have sold the trainer. So
Oh,
no more
shit.
indoor trainer.
Why is that? Have you just given up cycling?
No, I'm
Clearly not, because he's commuting.
I meant, sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
I should say racing.
training.
Training.
Yeah. I can only do so much of the trainer, and when you're not racing, I had no need for it. Like I'd rather go outdoors and get wet than jump on the trainer.
Wang's face.
Like I'm not here to get a streak going when it's pouring with rain. Like I'll take the day off. I don't need to keep my legs going
Other
and keep
priorities.
the Ks ticking over. Like I'm not focused on. That's not my goal. My goal is just to kind of get back into some sort of routine and
Yeah.
be healthy and have fun again on the bike. I think I lost a lot of fun because I was focusing on racing
Yeah.
and trying
You hear
to
that a lot.
be like skinny and fast and have
Skinny and
a
fast.
good FTP and that kind of gear. But
Or maybe it was the podcast.
and I don't know if this will answer questions later on, but I can go into it. But like when you first pick up riding, it's usually you build those streaks up because you just love being out there on the bike, seeing
Yep.
places going, like doing 40, 50 Ks and having traveled somewhere. So
Yeah.
I want to reignite that back
Okay.
in and pick that back up.
Bring the
Yeah.
love back.
That's the goal at the moment. It's
Yeah.
not to achieve anything more than stoking the fire.
Fair enough.
Oh, you've opened the floor for questions, have you, Frankie?
Yes, I have.
Well, you're going to be on the receiving end of the questions this time.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
been a while.
Tropical
go.
fuckstorm.
Well, you've experienced a few different bicycles in the last few years now. Have they all run the same group set? or brand of?
No.
Ooh. Preferences?
I have gone. Oh, my preference is Shimano every day of the week. I'm back onto GRX, or I'm onto GRX now, mechanical. It's been a little bit fiddly on the Giante, but the BMC had DR2, and which is fine, but I don't need it. So
It's so delicious, though.
it is. Oh,
D stands for delicious.
it is.
Yeah, it is. D stands for delicious. Yes, it does.
DR2, I
in
can't
so
change
many ways.
gears.
The
Thank you.
eye is indulgent.
No, she lost
Keeps
it.
Delicious
coming
but
off.
indulgent. I don't need it for what I'm doing. Like, I don't want to charge my bike every
does
year.
Frankie.
Nor does Frankie.
I charge
Nor
it
do
when
I.
I get my period.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, so Shimano is just such a smoother action. I'd ran Force 22 for a while on an old road bike, and it was just so clicky. The action's just not as smooth. It's a bit heavier. You got to really click through the gears there.
My CX bike has SRAM.
Yeah.
Don't rate it.
And I had that on my CX as well, on my Focus, and it just feels the action's just not as smooth and nice on the fingers as Shimano.
I
So
like it.
What got you into cycling? We've probably discussed this before in previous
yeah, I
episodes,
guess
but
like commuting to work. So I think the first podcast one, I reckon,
This was
going
the
back to pilot
podcast one.
episode.
This is over a year and a
Um,
half ago now.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Commuting to and from work, I started on a mountain bike, and I rode in fine. It was on like fat knobbly tires, and I got to riding home, got to Campbelltown. So we're still 5Ks from home and couldn't go any further. Called the Sag Wagon.
The sad way.
And then within like a month or so later, remember when JT Cycles used to be around? They sold me my first road bike.
which store?
Blair
City
Athol?
Store?
Oh, City. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I was in there for a while.
Yeah. I think the mechanic who was there at the time is now at Giante. I think he's still rolling around. But they sold me my first road bike. It's just like an aluminium
Would have been an advantage.
KTM. It's a KTM
Yeah, right.
road bike with 105 on it, 10 speed, and that stoked my love for cycling. And then from there, I've had a plethora of bikes, probably more bikes than I've actually ridden kilometres.
What about the little tackers? Are they riding more now?
The kids they have bikes and they're all onto geared bikes now, mountain bikes with
DR2s?
gears. So not yet, but hey, who knows? My son is like almost 6 foot tall and he's 9.
Holy shit.
So he can probably ride my bike tomorrow if he wanted to. Yeah, he's not far off an adult size bike. Like the 24 inches looks small on him now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, they're both on mountain bikes and gears, and we try to get out for a family ride every now and then. But yeah,
Amazing.
Have you missed coming to the podcast every Sunday?
yeah,
You
like
did-
it
you
is.
did
It
say
is a
that.
hole in my Sunday night where now I fill it with marking students' work.
So tomorrow everyone gets A's.
Before coming on the pod tonight, I was marking students' work. So,
And when you go home, you're going to be
when I'm going
marking
home,
students'
I'll
work.
be marking students' work and make sure I know what I'm teaching tomorrow. So that's my life at the moment. But hey, 2 weeks off in like 5 weeks' time, so not going to complain.
Not even counting.
Now, after last week's episode, we changed one of our questions a little bit, and I think this is really good because you got a bit of insight into this. Thinking about the kits of the Pro Peloton, is there a moment in time or a particular kit that really did it for you from the Pro Peloton?
Oh yeah, I'd heard this question, and you guys picked up ones that I was like, Sagan liquid gas
Oh yes,
was pretty good.
The
Yeah.
Cannondale. Oof.
Yeah, they're always pretty good.
this was early Sagan days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a quick
I
Google.
She's like
What is it called?
Sagan.
Who's Sagan?
Oh my god.
Sagan Pharmaceuticals?
Peter Sagan
probably.
is actually he's Slovakian.
three-time world champ, something like that. So,
3 time. Yeah, 3 times in a row.
Got to meet him when he came to Adelaide. So
Oh, yes.
pretty cool. So
What was it? Cannondale?
Oh my
Liquid
God.
gas.
Liquid gas.
Liquid gas.
Gas,
Oh,
yeah.
Liquid.
Look, I think Movistar just does a good kit generally.
Yeah.
They've got a good blue fade going on
Yeah,
at the moment.
I
I
would
don't
agree.
mind it.
Not too much.
good.
not-
The new kit looks good. steer away from
I've
AG
got
Tour.
pictures of salmon.
You don't like the brown?
Nah, get rid of the brown and the white.
I think that is so overdone now. Like, they need to change that.
I'm just not sure. Yeah, the brown. I mean, there's some. I don't know.
Big fan of Trek.
Big fan of Trek.
Yeah, they're like that. It's just classic, that
Yeah.
navy and a little bit too much red sometimes. But
Sometimes.
overall, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm really rating the Israel kit in the Giro.
Israel Premier Tech. Yep.
Is it this one here?
That's him.
That's him,
That's
but not
the
in
man.
his kit.
That's in the Tinkoff though.
Like this.
Oh, that's like an apple.
Yes.
And didn't mind a bit of Lance Armstrong Discovery kit back in the
Discovery?
day as well. Yeah. That's going old though. Who was the team that Greg Van Ameter
BMC. CCC?
was it before that? And Heinrich Hausler used to race for him. I think.
Oh, I Am Cycling.
Yeah, the I Am Cycling
With
kit
the
was
Scots.
I used to rate that kit as well.
Yeah, I still rate it.
Discovery
yeah.
literally is Discovery Channel.
Oh my
I
God.
Yeah.
like,
Yes,
I like the
yeah.
response there when we picked up on what kit it was, and you just like lit
Yeah,
up.
it was just a solid.
I
kit
can't
for its day.
remember.
It was a bit more modern.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think
it's
when
Curaw as
Kellogg's
well,
was
I
on the potty, we were talking about it, and I think they were the first ones to reignite the Navy.
Yes, Navy, I reckon.
It was like them and then Mitchelton, all that, and
Yep.
then Mitchelton just fell down the shithole when it comes to their kit colours now, because it's atrocious.
Yeah. Actually, Jay Vine last night wearing his TT national
Looked pretty pro.
looked good. Wayne's not happy. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to Giro chat
get to
a
Giro
bit
chat
later,
in a
but
minute.
yeah, he did look impressive. I forgot that he was TT champ. So,
Now-
yeah,
The all-important question.
Oh yeah, have you
Bring
heard
it
this?
Go on. Do it.
Zingerberger, good or bad?
oh, always good.
I
Always
had one
good.
before I come here, actually.
I need more in my life.
Where did
though.
you put the box?
In Nick's, in the Wilshire Boys bin. That's because there was a
tell
trolley
me,
out the front
because
of my
there's a
house.
bit of like, it's got to have supercharged oil, it's got to be fresh, it's got to be all this stuff. Like, you just plain Jane Zingerberger, or how does it have to go for you? Because I think it's terrible.
You think the Zinger Burger's terrible? I just mung in.
Okay.
Just hole on in. Yeah. I mean, the chips that come with the Zinger Burger, on the other hand, different story.
Chips,
Yeah, they're hit and miss.
They're hit and miss. Yeah.
So the Zinger Burger on its own, it's a good burger.
Okay.
I still think Hungry Jack's does the best chips out of the fast food chains.
Yeah, but they're more like
Or the new style chips. Yeah. I can get on that. But they're no, just for the record, they're no chicken chef.
They're no chicken
So-
chef. Chicken chef is
Oh,
the
we're talking fast food here,
greatest.
so-
Yeah.
With extra chicken salt.
Yeah.
do all the chicken chefs do the same chips? Because I know Soundman introduced me to Chicken Chef.
Blair Athol?
Where is
Gillis
it?
Plains.
Gillis Plains.
Gillis Plains.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
Hang on, he introduced them to you.
Yes. Brisbane boy
Wow.
introduced
okay.
me
Yeah.
to Chicken Chef.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Yep.
Chicken, yeah, it's all time greatest chip. So I think if there's any hot chip fanatics out there, you got to get yourself
Say
to
hot chick fanatics.
both
Plenty of- Yep.
chips and chicks.
Yep. As long as
yeah.
they're not capping.
Don't know if they all reside in Gillis Plains though. So
Probably not.
Definitely not in Gillis Plains. I did get a message from
Oh, where's this?
previous guest of the podcast, Chicken Burger Connoisseur, during the week, and he said the supercharged sauce on the Zinger is a game changer.
supercharged.
Mm.
I mean, it's supercharged for a reason, isn't it? So
Is there not a week goes by where you don't do something like
some
that?
weird noise.
It's a sneeze,
Hey,
a
at least
burp,
it was out
fart.
of my mouth.
Yeah.
Let's
Not a
go. Let's quickly jump back in time. You were racing. You were doing really well in the Super Series. What was the pre-ride meal like for you back then?
I never did well in the Super Series. That was actually my downfall.
Oh, you did
I
one.
No, you
Didn't you?
didn't.
You got right up there.
I had I think no.
I remember yelling
did.
I remember yelling out from the
don't play it
sidelines.
down.
No. Oh no. That was my first year. That was my first year in Cat 3.
Yeah, I remember cheering you on at Murray
Which
Bridge.
when I was independent,
Yeah.
non-teamed, and aspiring to get into my first team then, and
Took it out.
yeah, took out the Cat 3. It was unofficial. There was just like individual races then. It was before the
downplaying
Cat
it.
3 became what I made it to what it. I'm the OG of the Cat 3. All right,
You
So-
started Let's Make Cat 3 great again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this was a time where I think Crits was just coming back from the death.
What, like 2002?
And there was so many Cat 2s
It's 2019, I think it was.
Oh.
that they needed a Cat 3 league or division. And so yeah, it was fantastic. So yeah, I took out a few races there. But pre-ride meal was always oats and honey.
Why is
Oats and honey
popular?
again.
I must
Honey
try
again.
this honey thing.
I'm just like, you just boil the water and let it soak on top. Let it go mushy in its own milk and juice. And then let's side-eye my oats. And then pure
To be
Capilano
fair,
honey.
I totally side-eyed her.
We all knew I was trying to slip in some words there. So, circular reaction. But yeah, just oats and honey. It sits nicely in the stomach. So
I
for
must
me,
try. I must try it.
it's a good one. Back in the day though, it was Weet-Bix.
Yeah, I'm on Weet-Bix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Weet-Bix and milk.
About seven
Eat
or
that
eight,
stuff
seven
up.
or eight of them.
It's just four.
Yeah. And then my 600 ml iced coffee.
I don't like the smell of Weet-Bix. It makes me dry reach. And I also don't like the smell of lasagna or a lot of things.
You're Italian.
So it doesn't mean shit, man.
Do you have any more questions, Frankie?
Do I have any more questions? No, I don't actually.
Any more noises you want to make out of
Huh?
different holes out of your mouth? Yeah.
What?
Any more noises you want to make over there?
I'm sorry.
Aside from cycling, what else? What other activities do you get up to?
Follow my kids around playing sport. That's what I do. So my son plays basketball and he plays footy as well for the same club as Wang's young lad as well. So
Aren't you guys fighting
Junior
off on the weekend?
Next weekend.
yeah,
Sorting
next
off?
weekend I think, or the
Fighting
weekend
off,
after.
yeah.
Getting off.
Fight? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, next
that
week.
flag.
Next weekend.
Competing against each other.
Competing.
Yeah, our sons playing for the same club, but they're different teams. So yeah,
Your
they
son
play
has
each
to
other
be
next
his
week.
son.
Yeah. Can I bring up a topic for the potty this
Yes,
week?
please.
Yeah?
Actually, no, so Wednesday's cut off.
Oh, don't
the team
you
sheet, so-
fucking
No, but
dare.
I've been listening to podcast by a friend of the podcast. I'm just going to claim it now. Chris Miller, who's from Victoria, I'm pretty sure.
Does he listen to our
Sydney.
podcast?
Sydney.
Yeah,
Sydney
Sydney.
guy.
42 Wallaby Way.
42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, Dory. And so he has got a podcast called Nero Cycling. He used to run the Nero
yes,
Cycling
yes,
team.
yes,
Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so he's
like Trainer
launched
Chode.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
him
Jesse
and
Coyle,
Jesse
yeah.
have a podcast now, and they've got some really good interviews. Like, it's really good content.
What's your favourite Zinger burger?
Are you-
Sorry.
He talks about, and I wanted to bring it up because we all love our bikes, and we all love, what they are and what we put into them. But he brought up that he rides a $20,000 bike,
Right.
Why are you looking at me?
and he had no perception that was an extraordinary amount for a bike. And I was just like, you are out of touch with the common man.
Because he's probably been given them all his life.
No. So now, yes, he got a whole bunch of stuff when he did Nero, and he was, I think, affiliated with Factor for a bit there as well. But I think now he's not doing that, and he's got his own bike, but it's still 20 grand, and he still races competitively in A grade Sydney, which might just scrape into like
C grade Adelaide.
C grade Adelaide. But they're talking about they spend so much money on their bikes, and that it's all to get the 1%ers and that kind of gear. And I was going, I don't think that flies. And so I wanted to put it to the podcast.
Agreed.
Is Chris out of touch with the common man? Or
Sounds like someone else I know.
do you need to
I'm
have
happy to take
these
that.
performance
Not you.
parts on your bike to race at the top level?
We've all done it to ourselves. It's like capitalism. One person has it and then we all have to follow, don't we?
No, I did it. It sucked.
I don't know. I saw Kellogg's. Was it Kellogg's when he had an? Oh no, even Dolce and Gabbana. He comes out there with his argon and like training wheels on, and still flogs it out there
Yeah,
with
correct.
A-level Olympians, and he's doing fine. And he doesn't have all the whiz bang bits on his bike.
So do you think
All
maybe
you need is an oversized pulley wheel.
$600.
That is all you need. Doesn't matter about the rest of the bike.
OSPW.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
That is all you need.
do you know what? Maybe if you were to like graph it on a scale of like money spent on bike and then ego, there's like some kind of correlation.
Well, I'll be honest. I bought my S-Works for the hype,
yeah,
and it did not have that hype,
yeah,
and I sold it
yeah,
for half the price I built it for.
yeah.
And then it sold again.
And then it sold again because clearly
That's right. Yeah, straight away.
Back out.
But no, I do dumb stuff on my Cannondale. It has 32 mil tires.
Yeah.
I run them at 50 psi.
Repaired multiple times.
Repaired
after being
multiple
crashed.
times, and I'm rolling around in A grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
comfort
guess
for me is way better than an aero aggressive bike.
like Kashi, you've
fucking-
spent money on an S5, right?
Yes, I'm lucky
why?
to be in a good position
Yeah.
work-wise
Yeah.
where I can afford things like that. I've
Yeah.
had free bikes historically as well
Yeah.
from Giante actually.
Yeah.
So it's... Look, I've had an Ally Specialized and I still rolled around in A grade.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the best upgrade you can ever do, regardless of frame, is a good set of wheels. Good set of
Yep.
deep dish wheels. Maybe lay off the Chocky or Zinger burgers and you get on Trainer Road and you'll be fine.
Yes. World's greatest training platform.
But yeah, it's real easy to be out of touch. 100%.
Yeah, really. I just was like astounded by it, and I think they kind of self-admitted it as well.
Is it like the latest model though?
Like someone that always keeps
yeah, like-
getting the latest model.
I think yes, stays on the cusp of
Because
like
the
what's
price
relevant.
of bikes too has gone like
Oh, it's fucking ridiculous.
Even kit, like some of the kit that is out there now, like we're paying $500 for shoes, and some of me goes, okay, I think that's warranted. Like the nice Shimano's are like.
I was going to
can't
say,
beat
nice set
them.
of Bonds or
Bonds.
those Nimbles are crazy though. They're
What are
like
the
$800
Shimano's?
maybe.
$800. Do you need that to know?
Go fast?
You probably
No.
don't. Like you can probably roll around with some Bonds on special, get your foot
Amen.
molded in, and you'd be fine. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think there's a lot of people out there that are chasing upgrades. And
But
not
it's not.
racing
It's probably
upgrades.
not just cycling. I think you can apply that
It's
logic
life.
to
Yeah.
everything. Like cars,
I was
bikes.
going to say that. Yeah. Cars.
Anything. Like if you're in
Guitars.
a good
Suburbs
financial
where you're looking for
position,
houses.
it's almost like showing your wealth. Like not. I don't want to. Not to flex, but I would not have bought an S5 if I didn't have the cash, right? Why?
Yeah, of
why
course.
would you spend X amount of dollars on a bike if you're not professionally racing?
Well, you just need
when
all
you
the
don't
help,
have the money.
which I do need all the help.
You know?
It's just super interesting, kind of
Can
this world that we're going into.
Can we put a poll on the Instas? See what
What?
listeners think?
Yeah.
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 What's
I
the
mean,
question?
like, is
Do you really
$20,000
need to spend
bikes out of
$20,000 on a
touch
bike?
with the common man?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be out of touch with the common man, especially with increased living expenses and everything's getting more expensive. It's also, I would argue that it does take the enjoyment out of the sport, just from my perspective. Like me racing on my Cervelo versus me racing on my Merida.
Yeah.
I was a lot more comfortable on my Merida because I
Oh,
wasn't
really?
I wasn't not comfortable as in
You're not
position.
angry that you might
I'm
crash it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not as anxious about crashing it. So I was taking more risks. I was getting more involved into racing. And I also
Really?
actually felt like I was faster on my Merida because I was just more fit.
Wasn't
And
thinking-
On that, just quickly, what bike did you set that 18-minute Norton on?
It was the Merida.
Merida Carey.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I haven't, and I was like, yeah, I got a new bike.
It's all in your fucking
makes me
head.
16-minute
faster.
Nortons.
Next minute, I'm doing 30-minute Nortons.
See, I've got the exact opposite. I love going fast.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to say, fuck, the S5s are fast.
It is fast.
Yeah, so
It is
fucking fast. You go on
Yeah.
Chop and there's a reason why everyone rolls
an
around on it.
S5.
And yeah.
But then is it just,
I
are we
raced my
setting,
first race and I won on
is
it,
it like
so
a
it was
fashion
pretty funny.
statement? Like everyone else has got it, so we're going to get it. Is it marketing? Have Cervelo done such a good job with their marketing that they make us feel like we need to have
Both.
this model to be fast? Because that's
Both.
what it does feel like. What percentage of people are just buying S5s because people say it's fast compared to what are they?
That's literally the only reason. I don't believe any form of media because they're all got other
At 40 kilometers an hour, you'll
you'll say
watts.
this and this. I'm like, I don't actually care about that because most shit on the internet is not real.
Yeah.
Like, let's face it. So I'd rather Johnny Longlegs over here or Kellogg
Who
saying,
rides a Scott?
yeah, someone behind. Let's just say, actually, were they on the potty? No, they weren't on the potty. But some pro now that rides in the World Tour says I would still choose the S5 even on my current World Tour
But
bike.
I do wonder what part of that is like a cognitive bias from hearing that in the industry because of how good the marketing has been.
Well, they're
for
professional,
Cervelo.
so I'd be like, I'll take your word for it
Yeah, that's
over
fair.
GCN.
Totally. And I mean, the rise of Jumbo on the S5s and that kind of gear has just seen them rise. But then you go to the States and everyone, because of the prevalence of Specialized, in America and their embargoes on selling other bikes there means that Specialized is just flogged to death out there, and every second dude's on a SL7 or whatever it is, and
Much to Alex's approval.
yeah.
It's
But
not a
just
bad
what it
bike.
is,
It's
so-
not a bad bike. It wasn't my favorite.
But it's not you wouldn't warrant spending that much money on that
well,
bike.
to be honest, I didn't spend that because it was a replacement from a crash. So
Right.
I would never spend that much money on a bike. I don't get $20,000 worth of value out of a bike.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I would not
that-
spend $20,000
yeah.
on a bike.
It's just absurd. Like you go from like an everyday run of the mill model that's like, you know, your standard bike, high end bike now reaches 10, 12
Yeah.
quite easily, right? Like buying it
I
from the
got
shop.
mine for,
But this is 20K. Like
You can buy your car
That's
twice
a-
now for that.
that's a lot
My
on.
K's worth 30 grand.
Was
Might have
worth,
been
like-
when it was new.
Yeah. But what Frankie's point about having a shittier bike, I love the fact that my Canada, I don't care if I crash it.
Yeah.
So I do go around in the bunch a whole lot more comfortable.
Your
is
Cannondale's
yours-
not shit though.
It is
I know,
shit. No,
right?
it's had a couple
It's not-
crashes
This
and
This is why I
stuff.
like
Like it's,
the alloy too.
Yeah.
Like it's an alloy frame. Like I got the frame for what, $900.
Yeah.
Had Di2 lying around, which was
from a BMC.
I'm sorry, who has Di2 lying around?
it was,
And an
it was
SRM.
on a cross bike, but anyway. But yeah, and so it all up costing me like $1,500.
So good.
Amazing.
And you get a wicked race bike out of it.
Yeah.
So I just think there's people out there that, I don't know, racing or buying bikes and parts, and they're just
But you know,
like,
maybe
when did 20K become like
norm,
that's
the
okay,
median
you know?
price?
Yeah.
is it
Like,
because of the increase of living, or is it just that that it's like a big involvement of their personality that it's in their minds it's not a ridiculous amount of money because that's just what
For some
they-
people, maybe.
they want
yeah.
the best of the best.
And I don't want to take away from those people who are like passionate about just tech and bits and bobs and want to ride expensive bikes. Like there's
What
there's
bike was it anyway?
I have no idea,
idea.
but they're just floating around 20K, riding around a 20K bike, and I'm like, this is absurd. Like, remember when the Specialized McLaren came out or whatever it was, and
Yeah,
that was
that was
20K,
like 20K and everyone was
you're
like-
yeah. And
Because
now
we were paying like $9,000 for the top spec, everything else back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
I
But
remember
the top S5 now would be 16 with Duros.
that. And
maybe.
more. Probably even
you
more.
probably-
16 to 17.
because the CX bike's like 18 and it's got one chainring. Yeah. It's blowing my mind.
The Cannondales are up there at like 15 Gs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it just is. It's
Tracks.
blowing my mind. It's becoming really cost prohibitive to enter the
To
sport.
have, top end bike.
And so I'm happy with my 3K Giante bike that can do it all.
Gonna have the
So,
same smiles. Yeah, it's a good
um,
point.
Yeah.
So I guess to answer the question, I would probably say yes. They are out of touch with the common man. Wang, what do you think? Yes, no.
Very much so.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Alex, yes, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
yeah.
And then Soundman, actually, yes, no.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
She said yes or no. You said absolutely.
Absolutely.
And finally, Mr. J-Ho, yes or no?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Out
yeah.
of touch.
I just think there's other ways that individuals racing that you don't need a 20K bike to one fit in to a community, and if that's how you fit, that's what it's about. Then I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with that community.
But sorry, this is just another thought, right? I'm really getting into this. Let's take violins, for example, right? You can spend 200 million on a Stradivarius, and you're
What?
yes. There's a brand of violin that was made in the I think it was 1700s by someone called last name Stradivarius, and he made a certain type of violin that they can't get that tonality anymore. They do not know what he did
Tonality.
to
Like,
yeah tonality.
your
Yeah.
toes?
No, tonality, the tone.
What?
Yeah, same here.
Just shut up. Anyway, like they do not know how they created this tonality, and so because it's like a lost technology, and there's only like 60 left in the world, that's what's put the price. And so
200 million.
It's 200. A ridiculous amount of money, like in the millions, for these different different violins.
You were
So
selling one
that's-
last
Selling
week.
one last week.
That is what drives up the price, right? The
Yeah.
quality of stuff. So I guess the question you also need to ask yourself is the bikes actually worth that much?
Probably not.
I don't. There's not many. There's not many bikes out there that
That are in that
probably
spec.
worth that much. Like I don't think we're talking about customized
I was going to say
carbon
Borms or
weaved
Provers
layers.
or anything like that.
Like there is a space for that level bike, 100%. But I think they're probably custom made.
Yeah. Okay.
not mass-produced high-end frames.
Yeah.
I still think all the pros bikes are custom made anyway.
Well, that's the rumors that's going around. Is that
100%. They've been like that forever.
they're the ones that they're riding are not the frame sets that we're buying in store. They are a different
Conspiracy.
different one altogether, and that's coming from. Chris had a good podcast. Chris Miller with his.
They do really
China
well on that.
cycling
I really
dude.
like that. Yeah.
They were alluding to the fact that.
It
pros are riding
happens
a
with the
different
steel
layout.
frames, and then actually, a friend of a friend over in the UK bought Bosenhagen's old S5,
Oh wow! Okay. Yep.
and they got it inspected, and it was a different
layout. Yeah, which it makes sense, and I don't actually mind that. Like you're racing at the top level, you're chasing 1%ers, that's fine. But at a community club level, like pull your finger out. Like you don't like if you're you don't need to be racing 20k bikes for a percentage increase, like
to win chop.
or whatever it is. Like I think it sets a bad example for a community.
I agree.
And that's why I'm grateful for the Adelaide community here is that you can go out to A grade and you got guys on expensive bikes. Yep, 100%. But you got guys who are on stuff that's thrown together, rim brakes.
I was going to say I was still racing an Evo Super 6,
Yeah.
like leaky gas, like 2 years ago.
and they're going fine. Like
Smiles
keeping
for
up.
miles.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're riding that bike that they're not competitive.
No,
like
exactly right.
it would be a whole bunch
So
of other
rates.
reasons. The conditions of the night or whatever it is. So
Very, very good
yeah.
topic.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Last week in the up-and-coming cycling for the week, we spruiked the Fox Creek Race 6 XCM, and a fellow teamy listener of the podcast, Channing Tantrum, he was there
It was
today.
disgusting.
Look at this.
He
It
actually
was
looked like he
absolutely
shat himself.
filthy.
It does.
So they actually cancelled it and made it 2
wow.
hours rather than 4 because it was torrential.
gnarly.
Yeah, it was pretty
Oh
wild.
my god. That's
So-
look
so
at
he
He
had
looks
a
like a
ball.
marathon runner
Yeah.
when they're shut.
For the listeners, he looks like he's been in a portaloo that's had dynamite in it.
Lay like on Jackass. He might need new team kit after that. So.
Oh, dear me.
Wow.
Anyway, Wang, you've got a really important question for us.
I do. I want to put this to the podcast. So Giro's on at the moment, obviously final stage tonight. Now, as tradition, history, whatever you want to call it, unwritten rule, the last stage of a grand tour is always a procession.
Sorry,
So
procession.
no
So
racing.
the winner is one before you get to the last stage. Like, yes,
So
The
Yeah,
final
champagne.
stage is just a it's they just
It's a
ride it.
celebration.
So it's
It's
just
not
a
race.
ride to just
Yep.
chill out.
Yep.
Pretty
But
much.
here is
Okay.
the question.
Unwritten rule. So, but this year there is only a 14-second difference between first and second on GC, which is very unusual. It's normally
A minute or more,
minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. So
Yeah.
now, if I'm G, who's coming second, Geraint Thomas,
Yep.
2 Primos, fuck the unwritten rules.
I'm going
I'm
for it.
going fucking ham on this stage to try and get those 14 seconds back from Primos. So I just want to know what the rest of the potty would do in this
Why
instance.
you got your hand up? You're not at the classroom, mate. Put your hand down.
Oh, sorry,
this is
I'm
gonna
in
be a
the
dumb
presence of a
question, I'm
teacher. Hang on a second. Let me get this right. What do you mean go ham? So he
try and
technically
race.
he can.
Disregard the procession and
can.
go for the
Yeah.
win.
It's
So
unwritten rule.
It's an
oh, it's an unwritten,
unwritten
rule.
rule.
that
unwritten
the
rule
last,
within the peloton.
After 3
Okay.
weeks,
So it's
weeks
just
of
the same
racing.
as if the leader of if Primoz is leading the Giro and he stops to take a piss on the side of
Then
the road,
people would stop behind him.
the
people
peloton
will
slows.
slows down, wait
Yeah.
till he's finished to get back on.
And then they continue
That's the
racing.
unwritten rule.
And then they let him go across the line first.
No.
No.
Just let him get back into the bunch.
Yeah. So he finishes with the bunch, and the GC riders would stay with him or
Yep.
near. So there's no differences in
Where's
time.
the fun in that?
between
So
Well, they've been racing for 20 days.
Right.
So
14
the
seconds.
question
Okay.
is,
So
would
what I'm
you-
asking
would
is, would you
go for the
throw
win?
those unwritten rules out the window?
Well, see, I'm an asshole. So
So am I.
No, but you're a
would you
stickler
do it,
for the
Wang?
rules, though. I reckon.
Was that just a
Do you reckon?
podcast first?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
agreed on something.
Yeah.
to be
something
honest,
that big
Won't happen again.
You're not. If Super Series is like you can't race the last lap, like it's like of
You have
the
to
of the
just
series,
roll.
you have to just roll through. You're not going. See ya.
Do you know what? I think I'd be too concerned of what people will think about me after.
Who gives a fuck?
Well, there's a disparity between our personalities.
It has been done before, though. I think someone in history has raced to the last
It has.
stage,
It was in
and
the
it
Tour.
did not go well for them.
But that was
in terms
because
of,
I think that was in the Tour de France, but that was
yeah.
because the time trial was the last stage. They didn't have a choice.
I think it was. I think there's another one as well.
Le Mans era, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Was
Le
it
Monde
time
and Hino. Bernard Hino. Oh. I think for the Tour de France, I get it because being on the Champs and everything like that, it's super prestigious. But I think in the Vuelta and the Giro,
They go into Rome, so same as going into Paris.
yeah, same.
I don't know. I
different.
think I'd probably be too scared of the backlash. I'd
Okay,
probably
so it's no
just
from
yeah,
you?
Yeah, no from me.
What from you?
Fuck them.
I think because G is a previous Grand Tour winner, he'll honour the unwritten rule. So
I'm thinking
he
G
won't do
doesn't
it.
have much time left, so go for it.
He
Oh,
signed a
yeah,
2-year
that's another-
contract
Is it
extension.
2 years? They can be
So
angry
he's got
for 2 years.
Yeah, I
I don't
Do
know. He's
it.
got 2 years of prime left in him.
No.
well,
Wang?
Wang, he would though.
yeah, fuck
Wang,
him.
Kashi?
It would make it interesting.
Oh, you know what? That's what I'm thinking. It would make it a great race. Like,
Oh, yeah, they
imagine
would
all
chase.
those blokes sprinting for like all those the intermediate sprint points and stuff.
Oh, it would be good if they did that and then they backed off for the final sprint and it didn't matter. Like you could
Yeah, if they got it
Jimmy the
before.
point somehow. Although, can
to
you
make it
imagine
more
the lead out
exciting.
trains? Like,
Yeah.
it would be the old Sky train. Like,
violent.
Have the
hammering, like-
Ineos and the Jumbo train on either side of the road leading out Primoz and G.
Which
The
is-
old HTC days. Like,
Yeah. Do you reckon they'd freak out? Everyone would be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
They,
That would make it
Battle
exciting
Royale.
if they just go for a 3/4 of the race.
Ben
just
Healy
handing it
might be
out.
like, oh, here we go, boys.
Yeah.
We're back on. Like, he's
Anyway,
had a rip for
let's see what
series.
happens tonight.
him
Sandman?
and Derek G.
Yeah, Derek
Look,
G.
Derek G. I love the guy. He's got 4 second places. He's coming second in the KOM and he's coming second in the
As a
points jersey.
bridesmaid.
He is a poor man's bridesmaid.
Royal
Poor
bridesmaid.
bastard.
Just like Tebow. But anyway.
Very good. Well, I think we're moving on to Norton Times. So if you had a look at the run
Is this
sheet,
for the Norton up or Norton down?
this is for the Norton Downs.
No, fuck you. So let's jump right into it. The main reason why we exist. Let's see who's been spinning up the summit this week and check out the times for the folks who've been giving us a show. It might be the fast guys. It might be the slow ones. It may even be the ones in between. But like we said, we'll dive into their rides and data a little bit more robustly. And then we'll see who has caught Frankie's eyes. Probably no one.
Yep, you're
and
right.
then on the leaderboard with some handpicked times for some fun analysis. So, Jayho, I think you're taking us through the fastest men and women of the
Yeah,
week.
haven't done this for a while. So
Yeah, it's been a
Feels
while.
good to be back.
It hasn't changed.
Fastest man for the week. No, we're going up the summit, right?
Going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this
So
is
they've,
slow if we're going down.
They've probably done a time that I can only do in about like 3 times. That's been 3 times as quick as me. Wait, where's the time? I'm
been
looking
too
on an iPad. I didn't have an iPad
Here,
last
do you
time. I
want
had
here?
mine.
Do you want to look
Here
at
we go.
this? This is
They went up there in a 12:56.
Ooh.
That is quick.
Almost a PB.
384 watts.
best time.
Yeah.
1% off their
PB.
PB.
Who is said rider?
Fig Jam.
Fig jam.
Oh, Fig Jam.
Bike as well.
New
what
bike.
is it?
What are they riding?
S5?
Specialised.
Ooh, that's why. The 1%, missing the 1%. And the quickest lady for the week is Queen Victoria.
Victoria.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
play on
cool.
words.
So
That's
like that? Thank you.
Bike shit right there.
She's smashing it. She
Um,
won the Mount Gambier race 2 years in a row.
Is she?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's amazing. With a 15:22. Still didn't
The
beat my
same
PB.
Ooh.
margin, 9 seconds off her PB, same as
Yeah,
Fig Jam.
1% off. So
That's some weird shit.
Yeah, some
115k ride. That's good in the conditions. That yesterday?
Yeah, 27 yesterday.
After
Wow.
Not
chop,
bad.
possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm
So-
not sure that she does
No,
shop.
actually, no. She comes on supers a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho. Alrighty, I think it's young Cashwa doing
Yes.
the men this
the
week.
males. What bracket have we got? 15 minutes. All right. First off the ranks,
Ah,
we've got
Spanish
a little bit of a podcast favourite here, Cleet Torres, with a 15:03, 83k ride, no power, no heart rate, but you know what? I'm
You were down for it.
Oh yeah, I'm down. Yep, exactly. Second off the ranks, we have a rotund wiener lord. Anyway,
these names.
with a 15-12-65k ride. Favourite of Flaccid Wang, yes. No heart rate, no data. Really? From him? Huh, interesting.
Hidden.
All right. Hidden. Okay, we'll go with that. Third off the ranks, we've got Tootsie McFartface.
Where does this come from?
Is he? Oh, yeah.
This is the lad who asked you if you knew how to chop.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, he gave me a mid tip.
What?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks, Tiger.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. When I was on chop, I'd been sick as dog and came back and went to group 2 and never been there. Decca
Never going
went
back.
past Decca. Decca's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And I was like, "Whoa!" And then something happened, and old Tootsie McFartface. Oh, you do it like this? I'm
Flew one softly your direction.
Thanks, Tiger.
Wow.
Thank you. Anyway, it was a good story.
You gave him a thanks, Tiger, as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Bob Dave and you held him on your hip.
Possibly, yes.
so funny.
With 15-13, 81k ride with an average of 322 watts, so it's still not bad.
Was he 1 second off his PB?
Or did he get a PB? Hang on. 0%. Oh, no, he got a PB.
Got a PB.
Yeah,
Yeah,
PB.
Oh,
by
well
1
done,
second.
well done, well done, well done.
Good work,
Well
good
done.
work.
Good one, Tiger.
I'll take that back. No, still not going to take that back. Fourth off the ranks, we got Turkey Slapper, a bit of a pod favourite there. He off.
And did just jet off to Europe on Friday.
Yeah.
So good luck to him.
Yeah, good work, Turkey Slapper, with a couple of the other Adelaide boys. Off to Belgium to
A few Camises.
a few Camises over there. Filthy
really?
Camises. With a 15-18, 80k ride. I think he was just still 355 average watts though. Jesus.
Imagine what
Just
that's like
cruising.
at his PB.
So it's safe to say that he's
Some
going
LG watts.
I'm really hoping for those guys, especially him because he's a good lad, that he does well over there, gets some good results.
That's some tough racing. Like,
Yeah, I still
Yeah.
reckon Kellogg said some of those Kermeses were some of the hardest he's ever done.
yeah.
So, anyway, last but not least, mitosis.
Do you know what that is?
Mitosis.
The scientific term.
With the cells and going in and out of the
Yeah.
cells. Or is
Yeah,
that
there's this-
osmosis?
No, the osmosis is in and out of the cell. Mitosis is when one
In the
cell
cell?
splits into two.
Oh.
But I put it as in like mitosis, like mitosis.
I didn't see that
No, I
when I
didn't
was
see the
reading it.
dashes.
You need to emphasize that in the spreadsheet.
With a 50, sorry mate, you walked straight into
I'm
that
trying.
one. You stepped straight into it. So 15-19 on 53k ride with an average 339 watties, 174. Jeez, all right, he's working.
Big watts for 15
Finally,
minutes.
some heart rate data.
Yeah.
I know, right? So yeah, that's the end of the males.
Fabulous. Well, we're going to go on to the women's, and this
Okay.
week I've just picked anyone because there's not enough women going up to have one group. So we're going to start off with Savage Sweet Potato. So she actually changed her name on the pod.
Yeah,
Don't
she
know.
got a PB.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did, and she
Got a PB and
got-
changed the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she did a 16:15 on a 36-kilometer ride. Then we have Frisky Biscuit, who
I like that
did
one.
a 17:42 and was 10% off from their PB of
It's a big day,
16:05. But yeah, 151 kilometers. That's massive. Refrigerated Lemon, who was on the very first episode of the podcast, if you would remember
Yeah.
there, Josh.
Yes, I do.
Did a 17:54 on a 70-kilometer ride, and then we had the fucking Pelican. My brother gave that
Jordan
name.
that gave that
yeah,
one?
that Jordan gave that name because he's just so smart. Do you know what he's called himself?
You can't give your own
Jordan.
name on the podcast.
No, he called himself Wog in a Box.
There's a place on Torrens Road called Wong in a Box.
Okay, well he's not original.
Wong in
And
a
then
Box
if he
or
wants to
Wog- sorry.
insult me, if he wants to insult me, he'll call me a common house ant. This man is just
I
We've
love
got
it.
that on the name. Sammy.
exactly.
We
That's
do.
where I've
Okay.
got. That's where I've got the inspiration.
I've never
from.
seen Wang's face like so happy then.
And he loves a zinger.
And he loves a zinger.
Can we add him into our group chat?
Do you know what? If you do,
Just make one.
actually, you know what? Do it.
When's
See
he
what
going to come on the
happens.
potty?
You want he? Can you imagine Jordan trying to talk? No, he will not say a
Our
word.
words hard.
He
We will bond over zinger.
He's like the kind of guy who'll lock himself in his room and then he'll have one-liners every like 3 years.
So good.
Yeah.
Line of what?
one-liners.
You should just have him on the
hour.
potty every week until that one liner comes out. He's so special.
Oh, maybe if you ask him
Does
nicely.
he play online games? Is
He
that what
plays
does?
League of Legends.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of those.
Lol.
Yeah, lol.
Yeah, he'll be there for the whole day.
Days.
Like literally, Soundman will come over and he won't come out his room and
Yeah,
he
classic.
won't know that Soundman
It's
is
called
here.
a nerd.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Actually, here's a funny story. So this was actually
I
like
love- I
pretty
was hoping for
recent.
this.
My brother, so he was in his room.
Hang on, you have a brother?
I've got two. Yes. Anyway, so Jordan
You're
was
the
playing League
favourite-
of Legends.
Favourite daughter.
I am the favourite daughter. I'm the only daughter. Anyway, Jordan was playing League of Legends and Soundman and my ex-boyfriend had actually come over because he's from Melbourne. Long story. We're
is
friends.
meta.
All good.
Where is this going?
Anyway, so I
I've
thought...
seen some movies that started like this.
So Soundman and my ex-boyfriend, I thought it'd be funny if... Because Jordan didn't know what was happening. I thought it'd be
I
funny
bet
if...
he didn't.
I
Got
thought-
roped into that.
I thought it'd be funny if Soundman and my ex-boyfriend would like go into his room and both stand behind him and then just like tap him on the shoulder.
didn't know where
And
that
he
was
turned
going, eh?
around and he was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" It was great. Anyway,
Had to be there. One of those had to be there.
Definitely.
I was like,
Felt the punchline from Mike Tyson. Jesus. You're not going to not getting that time back. Do you
have a hand
do you
pick?
want to finish the
last
females,
one, yeah.
please?
oh yeah, then we had the big squid. Gino. Actually, no, I'm not.
I've
no.
got a dinner date. Hurry up.
Okay, all right. Big Squid did 1907 on a
the cat?
54-kilometer
Is she a
ride.
cat lover?
You have a date. Where are you dating?
Not podcast chat.
Okay, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
it is.
Wait, you?
He's
Oh,
blushing.
No, dating is not podcast. I'm with Alex on this. This is good.
what do you mean dating's
No,
not
no,
podcast?
no. It's not a
You do enough of the
conversation.
dating
Yeah.
podcast chat.
Let's go.
Okay,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yep,
I
squid.
did it. Squid.
Is that
yeah,
it?
that's it.
Hand
Alright.
pick.
No hand pick.
No hand pick.
No handpick. Oh, it says Alex handpick.
Yeah, she doesn't have one. Sorry.
Alrighty. All right, so recap on the week coming up this week. So AHCC, Adelaide Hills Cookie Club on Sunday the 4th of June. Their racing's back, Mount Torrens Road Race. Then we've got the Adelaide Master Cycling Club on the same day. Shout out to having a race on the same day, both you clubs. Sunday the 4th of June, the Gordon Bay Memorial Handicap at the new track in Osborne. Then we have Oz Cycling at the Superdrome. Tuesday 30th, Wednesday 31st of May, general track training and junior Maddo skills. Now a little bit away apparently.
I'm excited
NCC,
Winter crits.
Winter Crits.
Winter crits.
Oh, about to do a bit of volunteering again.
Yeah, on a Sunday.
It's not fucking volunteering.
It's not volunteering if you get paid. I'll do a bit of marshalling again, so shout out to Norwood. So yeah, Sunday the 11th of June, apparently they are back, so I'll be out there. And then we have Port Adelaide Cycling Club on Saturday the 3rd and Sunday the 4th of June, which will be the Oz Cycling Cyclocross National Rounds 3 and 4 around the Superdrome.
have you guys seen that you can now like be in two clubs at once for your Oz cycling? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not MySpace with your top 8. Like, what's going on?
It should be.
Showing your age there.
I know, right? No, it's good. I like it.
AHCC put something out the other day saying you can. I think you just
whatever.
pay the club fee and you can be part of you could be part of NCC and AHCC, but
It's
not
like
AMCC.
a club gets a participation award.
Is that a tampon?
No.
Something like that.
Wow.
You know those little Vicks sniffer things?
It's got creek in it.
Anywho.
Wow. So, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, tampons in between, if you've
between
enjoyed yourself,
stuck.
why don't you give us a follow through your favourite podcast app?
I want to show you a photo. Cashy.
Or
no.
access
I
all
can't wait
episodes
to
through
wait.
YouTube as well. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon. And don't forget to tell all your friends and share it with everyone. And so just a quick segue, listeners. So it looks like Frankie. I've just been given a photo of Frankie. It looks like she had a bit of a blood nose. What did she do? Bit of a Bear Grylls. Bit of a yeah. She's done a bit of a Russell Coight actually. All Aussie Adventures.
Parsley
Stuck
up the, and the
Temp stuck a tampon up her nostril to.
You know what we call that,
before.
Kashi?
Yeah.
Improvisation.
Yeah, I like that.
Innovation.
Do you know what? No, I recommend because it soaks it right up.
Really? You wouldn't
You should
know.
sell that to the AFL.
Yeah, you should sell
and-
that. You should put that on the market. Put it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like
Amazon.
the photo
Like
or the used
tampons.
tampon?
You should ring up
Both.
Kleenex and go, look what I did.
Yeah, you can sell
only-
those.
You can also OnlyFans to use one. Anyway,
Yeah.
look, we're also all over the socials as well, and we'll give you updates
Or
and
Japan.
info and let you know when new episodes are out and along with other podcast news and information. And if you want to support the podcast, head to the Buy
our coffee? Buy
Buy
us.
everyone here a coffee
Them.
page. And if you donate, the guys will give you a shout out on the podcast next week.
And obviously, we'd love your feedback and to know your thoughts. So hit us up. Let's have a chat through our Facebook or Instagram page or shoot us something through at the email radelaidesummer@gmail.com. And with that, I'd like to leave you with a joke. So I need your involvement.
Your life.
God.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Wang.
Wang who?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Yuri.
See you on the
Bye.
summer.
Ciao, ciao, ciao,
Bye.
ciao, 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 bye, bye.